I'm starting out the same way as the last video with doctype at the top of the page, and then HTML and body. I'm going to show you a couple other useful things to know. The first one, I can't believe I neglected it so far, is actually I'll wrap up what I said about image first. I looked up the things that I didn't remember before. I just wanted to be sure that I was being completely correct. I don't want to lead you wrong at any point in this, so I went and made sure that I knew my stuff, and now I can tell you the right way. The image tag, you can just have image, src, like I said, source, and then www dot whatever it is, .com. Well, it would have HTTP, but I'll put it in http:// Okay, so you can have just image src, and that's the most basic. It'll work, but there are a few other things that are good practice to have. This will be displayed correctly, but these other things are good. So width, and then you would put =, quotation, put some spaces just to separate. And then you would put the number of pixels wide that the picture is. So, hopefully you'd be able to find this. It might be a little bit more work to figure it out, but it's a good practice because when your browser is setting up the page and just starting to figure out how to space everything out, it has to know, okay, I need 200 pixels wide, and then the next step is the height. So you would put height. Okay. And then you would set that equal to, let's say it's a square picture, 200 pixels high by 200 pixels wide. Then it'll, at least before it even gets the picture, it'll just leave a space, 200 by 200, and then the next, whatever's under it, will be rendered low enough. And this avoids like popping in, because it takes longer to load the picture than to load the words. So if you have this, then the page won't be like constantly scrolling down and people have to scroll down to look at what they were just looking at. Maybe that makes sense, maybe it doesn't, but this is just a good practice. It makes everything look a little more professional when your page is loading. It doesn't look as jumpy. So width and height. And the other thing, these two are pretty important, but the other thing is alt, which is an alternate description. I would put smiley face. Smiley face, and then close that off. Okay. So now I will put it in its rightful place over here in my HTML document. And once again, I'm saying image, so it's saying this is an image, it's saying it's going to be 200 pixels wide, it says 200 pixels high. Alternate is an alternate description. This is if the browser can't find the picture. If it goes here and the picture's been removed or whatever, it says, okay, I'll just put this was supposed to be a smiley face. It'll just print the word smiley face. And also this is for visually disabled for whatever reason. If they're having it read to them, or if they're reading it text only, if they don't want to see the pictures, if it's their choice to not want to see pictures, then it would just say, there was supposed to be a picture of a smiley face here. A little bit of clarification to them. Smiley? E? And I'm gonna wrap it around a little bit. There. And then the last thing is the src source, which just tells where it's supposed to find the actual picture. And then of course we have to close the tag. We have to have the slash there, or it isn't proper HTML. So that will print just like before I showed you, a 200 pixel by 200 pixel picture of a smiley face. So that's the clarification on image that I wanted to make before. Next up, the thing that I was saying I was going to introduce is links, because what would the internet be without links? That's how we That's a big part of how we navigate around. Other than search engine, this is pretty much how it works. So, okay, I should start slow. The A is for anchor, I believe, is the actual thing. I don't know why they use the word anchor, but to me, I just say A stands for link. It's like you're anchoring it to another page, maybe. I'm not super clear on that, but when I see A, I think that means it's a link. So then href, I'm not totally sure what href stands for. Ref, I think, is reference. It's kind of like the source from the image. You know, the image has a source, the link has a reference. This is the website that it's referencing. So I would put, I'm pretty sure HTTP has to be there. I don't think it'll work without that. www dot, you know, place to link to. Well, it has to be all one word. But whatever, you know, if you copy and paste a link to whatever website you want, this is what it is. So place to link to.com, which hopefully doesn't exist, or I'm giving them free advertising. Okay. And now what's nice about links is, you know, if you just have this right now, I'm not actually sure how that would look on screen, but the important thing, I'll just go ahead and stick that, and then I'll say, you know, I'll just write here. So maybe I should have pasted that a little lower, but I'll give that a dark blue. Can I do that? Dark blue? That looks kind of too dark. Okay, purple links. And then I put that, and then I finish off the link tag. Then I say /a. /a. And that's supposed to be blue to match. Okay. So now what this means, to be perfectly clear, is this is the beginning of the link tag, this is the closing of the link tag, and everything in between. If I wrote, "This is a great website," that entire sentence would be a link. It would be highlighted in blue, it would have a line under it probably, and then, you know, once they visited it would turn purple or whatever. The colors I use here don't matter, but the point is, everything that you put between the A and the /A, everything that goes in between those two, is part of the link. So if I would have put, okay, this is the first time that it's actually worth copy and pasting. If I put that a little bit lower, and then if I were to write, another great website can be found, and then the word here would be inside the link tag. I'll make that purple to match. So let's say that looks good. This is a good time to note, it doesn't have to be in a paragraph or an H1 tag. You can just write words in. It's not a great practice to get into, but it will still show up on the screen. So what I have here is another great website can be found here. So the way that will look on screen is another great website. I'm trying to find a balance between writing quickly and writing clear. Can be found here, and then this will be underlined or something to show that it's a link. And then once you visit the link, it'll change colors. And using CSS again, well, I'll just write CSS since I haven't written it yet. CSS, you can change, you know, maybe the link will start out orange and after you visit it, it'll turn blue or whatever. It'll turn green. You can define all that stuff, if it has an underline or not. And, you know, I'm not quite onto CSS lessons yet, but I just want you to be aware of the choices that you have. The default for most browsers is blue when you haven't been there and purple once you have. Anyway, I'll move on. Well, I'll move on in the next video because I'm going to do tables and they take a while. So I think that's all you need to know about links. I can't think of anything else that would go in there. It's just you put the beginning tag and the ending tag around the word or words that you actually want to be the hyperlink, the one that you want to be highlit blue, that people will click on the word here, and then they'll go they'll go to the other website. There's a mouse. And images, just make sure you have width and height and alternate text. Those are pretty important. Or at the very least, put alternate text, because that's easy and it's very helpful if someone isn't viewing it in the standard way. And just to be just so that you don't question me, I'm going to put /body and /HTML, because I want to be rigorous. I don't want to give you the wrong idea and make you write lazy HTML. So now this document is finished, and I'll see you in the next video.